Hello all, welcome to another episode of Wales Excursion. So I'm here today, Saturday 2nd of September, second full day here, and I'm going to take the train from here at the centre of Swansea, the rail station in the centre of Swansea, and I'm going to go to Pembroke Dock, which is on the west part of Wales. Now unfortunately I should have shown you on the car map roughly where it was, but I forgot. I had to get the car parked up there, then I had to get some lunch, get the ticket bought, and it just slipped my mind to show you where Pembroke Dock in Wales is. I'll try my best to show you on Google Maps with my other phone, but you'll probably get a lot of reflection unfortunately, but it's just to give you a rough idea of where it is. So I'm going to get the train from here to Pembroke Dock, sorry, and the train back, and it's just for a break from driving basically. I'll get some footage on the train journey. There is a train industrial action regarding the trains, but it doesn't affect the route that I'm on, so that's something. So yeah, it's just to give driving a break, minimum of driving today. I'll get footage of that when in at Pembroke Dock. I'm not familiar with the names or any of that, so it's not a challenge remembering where I'm going. But first thing I'll do is I'll try and show you roughly on the map where it is. I'll show you Swansea rail station. This is basically where I am just now. I'm going to be setting off here, get the train from the Swansea rail station to Pembroke Dock. So I was here yesterday. I was here in the Swansea central area yesterday. I spent some time here, so I've done quite a lot yesterday. I just want a break from driving, and I want to take a train trip. So mine's into collecting photographs of old post boxes. So this one's on you, this one's for you. It's a post box at the Swansea rail station. I'll get a picture of that and I'll send it to you by messenger. So if you see this, I'll get a few photos of it and I'll send it to messenger for you, because I know that you collect pictures of post boxes and you really go quite deep with it, because you've even got articles in magazines. There is an official magazine regarding post boxes. So I'll be sure to get that now, and then I'll get the footage. I'll show you on the map where I'm going, roughly, as best I can. So I'll try and show you on the map where I'm heading. So at the moment I'm at Swansea. Now it's got the picture of the car symbol, that's its Google map. I'm at the centre of Swansea at the rail station, and I'm heading to Pembroke Dock, which is the rail station in Pembroke Dock, going by rail. No, I don't know if I pronounced it right or not, but Pembroke Dock. And in relation to the rest of Wales, it is, try and zoom it out, and then I'll get the Great Britain. So that's to give you an idea where roughly where I'm going. Now it's shown by road, but I'm not going that route, I'm taking the rail. I'm just giving you an idea where it is, where I'm heading to. I haven't been there before, I'm just going there because it's the most convenient rail, convenient one. I just had to select what was available, suitable for me, and I found that was something I could do. I wanted a shot on the train, so that came up with this as the best solution, the price, time, etc. Sorry, platform 2. Takes a couple of hours on the train, so I'll be getting footage of that. I'll get as much footage as I can. Well, I won't record all the time, I'll just get some highlights of that on the train for you. to leave Swansea. You get the engine quite loud in this because it's multiple diesel unit and windows are open, so you get the full sound of the engine. I don't know the class, I'm not a train expert, but I think it's the first two numbers or first three numbers. Too busy just thinking of where I was going to get on the train to look. That's first class, these ones. This one is not a first class one and on. So legroom is not the best. It's quite hard and doesn't even go down. And I know exactly small, but still, I've been on more comfortable change, that's all we say, but I'm not really fussy. I only spent £19 return, so £19 return. So I'm not really complaining. I'm not bothered about it, I'd rather be travelling. It's a break from driving. Goes past. I think the railway line goes past the travel lodge and the Edinburgh travel lodge. And they have the trains passing, so it might be passing my road itself. Can't really think there's any more lights for this one. Didn't see the railway line from the hotel, but we certainly see the area of the passes just going in that direction. I figured I was certainly getting the railway line from the hotel room. And then I'm just going to sit back and relax and enjoy this. Tunnel. checked with a mate, and he's in the trains as well. It's class 150. I may have started one from Dundee and then from this train. So it's just about. And another thing as well is that where I'm going, we have relatives here. So I just checked it, selected that randomly. The chances are 1 in a million. That's class 153, it's similar to what I know as well. That's 150, class 153. It's no train expert at all. I do like the big, lovely big engine. I'll show you the footage. Started up. Still heading apparently, just to change direction. I went in obviously to go on reverse, so sitting back was basically. Announce the train in the back. So if there's a see your thing coming, you'll find the other. Pembroke Dock, it's going to get so far as the time goes actually. So, this is here at Pembroke Dock, this is the carriage that I travelled in. Long trip. I thought that was good, I got some good footage as well. So. Train spotting. I'm not a train spotter, I'm not genned up on trains, but I do like to know how they work, the technical side of engines and how it works basically. Obviously the suspension, the bogie, it's a full diesel. I think it's 14 litre engine. Class 153, no class 53, or 153. Intercooler, radiator cooler part. That was the one that I travelled in as well. A couple of Jabies, I think they were refurnished as well. I think they were refurnished just a few years back. The Chrysler something Vale works or I'm not really sure, I can't remember what it is. I might be the word Chrysler, I had to check that. It was new in 1991. Or thereabouts. So I went in that. When I got at Swansea, I went on that door and I went further down, so I sat in the front carriage, which later turned out to be the rear carriage. I'm not sure about the same train I'll be getting back. I don't think it is actually, I think it's another one. It goes off and then the other one comes in later. So yeah, as I say, I went in that door, I walked further down and ended up in another carriage. I was sitting in the forward seats, and when I got to that station, I switched the direction. So the reason I chose Pembroke Dock is because it was one that was most suitable for like the time, the price, the time to get back. So I was no other, just to get a huddle on the train. There was no other real specific reason. It was just what was convenient. It was a straightforward trip from Swansea to here, without having to change trains or anything. And it's just 20 quid return. So we've got about till 7:15, and then get the train back to Swansea. So, Pembroke Dock. Or Pembroke Dock. I can't pronounce all the names. I'm not that great with pronunciations at the best of times, but there's the name of it there. Wandering about the close by, like in this time that I've got, spend a bit of time, maybe get a bite to coffee or something. There's a bit of a view of the station for you. Station in. So I was just checking, I mean I've already got it booked anyway, but it's just, that's what we'll be catching to Swansea. So you're getting it from where I'm at. So I'm heading Saturday the day. 90 minutes past 7, gets back during 9:30 back at Swansea. I've got the ticket booked anyway, but I'll show you the real line. I was just needing to double check, I didn't hate it, but just triple check I suppose. So, Swansea basically. And it's the green line that I've took. And I go back basically on. Basically Swansea. So I'm doing two things at once. I look at the camera screen and try to trace what I'm doing with the thing. So that's me just looking at that and just keeping the camera still. There we go. That's what the journey I've done, going by the network map. Transport for Wales. Remember, it was like Cry-Sales Railworks. Cry-Sales Rails was the engineering company. It sounded something like that anyway. It's round about the Shrewsbury way, sort of North Wales, Birmingham. It's in that kind of general area anyway. West, sort of, well, northwest Wales in that sort of area. The Class 57s, Class 153s were refurbished. They were new in '91, and they refurbished them a few years ago. They're increasing their fleet. They're getting more of these. Well, that's when the article was written in 2019, so they've obviously increased it from about 8 to 26 of these Class 153s. But they've got the 14 litre diesel engine in them. It's mechanical transmission, 2-speed by the sounds of it. So it's quite good because the upper windows are open, you could actually hear the engine that was sitting above it. So quite like that sort of thing. But my mate, he's into all that sort of stuff and was sort of texting back and forth and just having a wee texting blether, I suppose, about the train I was on, because I always like knowing when travelling. So, right, so what I'm going to do now is going to have a wee wander about here for the next 3 hours. I'll be back well before it's due to leave, and just see what I could see. The weather's nice, so I could hang about here and have a look around. Just wander about on foot. I'll not be having to seek shelter for the rain or cold or anything. It's really pleasant. So I'll just see what I could plan out. In my case, I don't have a plan. I just wing it. I just make it up as I go along. Right, so we're going to have for a wee wander about. This is in Pembroke Dock, central area I presume. It's stone's throw from the bus station, the rail station. Oh, it's very nice day, just having a wee browse round. See what it is. We walk along towards the waterfront, the docks area. See the sign for it just up there. Well, Heritage Centre, so it's closed. Yeah, I could hear some sort of ice creamer or something, ice cream van or something there. And this looks like it's quite a walk. I don't know just how far I've got to go. Pembroke Dock Heritage Centre. 10 AM to 4 PM Monday to Friday. Well, this be the Saturday. I'll explain why it's shut today. But I wasn't really specifically coming down here for this anyway. I was coming down to have a look at the dock area, but it looks like it's going to go for miles, and I'm not going to be walking miles. It's just down there actually. I just turned the corner. It's just the way that the dock, the whole waterfront's shaped. I don't know what I'm going to see down there, but well, I guess I'm going to find out, eh? I'll go for a wander down and just see what I can see. That's really all I could do. You hear that ice screamer? I'm guessing it's an ice cream van. You could probably hear the music. It's coming from up there somewhere. It's like that sort of monotone notes that you would get off an ice cream van. I just think this is industrial. You know, just the docks for getting it. Well, that's what it is, but I thought there might be a viewing area, but not really much in the way of, you know, a visitor site. I don't think it is. I think it's maybe further that way. But there's somewhere else other than here, I'm guessing. So, it's what we're finding out, is it? Royal Dockyards, Pembroke. So then I went, I'll show you that. That's where I've walked. So I know in somewhere where it's all restricted and all that, I know, yeah. I get a feeling that's what it is. Not really much to, I don't know. It's an old disused building or something up there. So that's what looking at this direction. Doesn't look very touristy at me, and this building disused building comes to my mind anyway. I don't know, I can't say because I don't know, but I'm going to have a closer look anyway. I'm going to have a closer look at this building. Nah, there's nothing here at all for like touristy views or none. Not a chance. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things I'd be interested in, but it'd be the ones where you get questioned security. I'm not in the mood for that. Cameras there already, so it's not really, so don't go away there. Basically just a waste of time coming down here, although I've seen this building that seems to be intriguing. But it's put me in a different mindset because now I'm sort of interested in having a look at this old building. I mean, I'm interested in all that kind of stuff in there anyway, but not just right now. I sort of want more something to show the tourists, you know, it's just like that, just to show the tourists a wee bit of the area. So I don't know what this building's about, but I'll show you anyway. I could maybe go for a walk down there. I might go for a walk down there after here. I haven't really got a clue really what the heck this building is. Walk up there to that road to look down at the front to find out what that is. This is probably just as well because I've not got a specific plan, as I said earlier, and just make it up as I go along. That's exactly what I'm doing. You know, when you get that kind of hot and sweaty and fatigued way, a place where you're constantly wondering, and this is what it looks like, and it's got a big brick wall over it. What is it, a prison or something? I don't know. I have no idea. Highly secure. I don't know what that is. Oh gosh, it means I'd have to go and walk all the way down to that. But I'm not doing that. I've lost interest. I don't have the time just now. What I'll do is I'll go and do a wee, the good old Google. That's what it's like these days. Don't know? Google it. Get the old smartphone out and Google it. And get Google's version. That's how we get our information, is it? So, trusty Google. I'll just find out where I am on the map and see what it says about this area. What it says about the area. And I can only just relay that because it's best I could do. Something about South Pembrokeshire Hospital. It's just when I saw the high walls and that, it looked like it was quite heavily secure. So there wasn't any like barbed wire or anything like that. So I don't know if it was a correctional service building or what. I had no idea. I haven't got a clue. So I just went to trusty Google and just said something. If I've read it right, it says something. It was an old Pembrokeshire Hospital, South Pembrokeshire Hospital. It looks like it's been shut for ages, judging by the weeds that are grown from the roof and the windowsills. Oh, I'm warm. I'm going to go for a wee walk down there and just see what I can see down there. That building looks as though it's still in use, the one there. That looks like it's still in use. Well, yeah, I don't know. Probably is still in use. I don't really know what the full story is with this. I don't even. Well, I'm not 100% sure what the history is, where it was built, when it closed down or anything. Right now I frankly don't have the time. Can't be bothered, I've got other things to do. I just stumbled across it. A wee brief look. A bit of footage. You can always refer back to it later. If anybody knows, stick it in the comments. I'm interested. For anybody else that's interested to know, stick it in the comments for me and anybody else that's wanting, if you know what it's about. If you happen to know. I might Google search it later on, but I'll be from my own because I'll not be putting it in the video. I might refer to it later on in another episode or something, I don't know. But never mind that, let's press on in this direction over here. I get a funny feeling I'm not going to get very far, but there's one sure way to find out is to go down and actually see. I'll look first before I film. I'm going to just point the camera down there and I'll check in first. Although it is a video, so I could always edit it all if need be. Yeah, this just looks like the typical area where the security guard will just come along and, hello sir, how you doing? Bloody blah. That's what this area looks like. It certainly doesn't look like a nice waterfront tourist area. But I'm interested in the area, like, I'm not really in the frame of mind just now, but I do like lorries and like old disused buildings, interested in them. I'm interested in industrialised sort of stuff, but at this point I was just wanting to find somewhere to show the, so it's yeah, well, that's obviously the ferry terminal here. So the buildings have got a sort of granite look about them. I don't know if it's made of granite, but it reminds me of the Aberdeen building. It's just by the colour and the shape of the blocks. Now that does look interesting. So it's like the sort of area, unless you've got an appointment or whatever, and I've not really got any other reason to be here kind of thing. But have a look down here. So you just pause the video if you want to read this. Yep, that's basically it. I like the lorries, so they're smart. I would have a closer look at them, but I won't be necessarily filming it. But I just like I like lorries, I like learning how they work and I admire them. But I'm not going to publicise that. So there's not really much there's not much more to show here. This is all the, as you can see, this is basically a ferry board, and that's what there is to see here. So I might sort of head back towards the centre of Pembroke Dock. Probably get a seat, find a refreshment somewhere, chill out for a bit. And it's good though, it's great. It's adventures, that's what it's about, coming down these little valleys and seeing things firsthand, you know, experiencing being places that I've not been before. So I do like the lorry, a lot of interesting components in them. You probably know them from my other videos that I build Lego models, scale models, weight scale models, lorries, buses, trucks, cars, vans. So, right, I'll be enough film. My right arm's getting fatigued holding this camera up at this angle for so long. The heat as well, just legs get a bit tired. But I'll get a wee refreshment and I'll pick up the camera later on. I need right now A, some fluids, B, sunglasses, C, a seat for about 5 minutes, and D, somewhere where it's nice and quiet, something interesting to look at. Although I'm not going over because under disturbing the driver is in it, I could hear it. So I'm just going to sit here and chill out for 5 minutes, have a wee drink of Pepsi Max, put my sunglasses on and just have a wee break. That's what you need when you feel like this, when you just feel a bit fatigued, you know. Because obviously we're on the go travelling and just wandering about, and just when you feel that way, just get sat down, get a bit of liquids and just sit and listen to nothing. Just get my own thoughts together, and some lorries over there I like to look at from here. And then I'll have a wander back in over towards the centre of Pembroke Dock later on. So let's get on with the refreshment. As enjoyable as travel is, and being a tourist is, it does take its toll because you're on the move all the time. You can't just, you know, you don't know where everything is. You don't know where the toilets are, you don't know where all the food outlets are, you don't know where all the convenient places are to go to visit in a short given time. You're always against the clock. And here on my own, so I'm doing everything on my own, and navigating, and got to watch it, I don't leave anything behind. I've to record to make some sort of continuity of the video. At the same time, I've got to be watching the wind, walking the wind, filming. I don't want to just wander into somewhere I shouldn't be. I've never set foot here before in my life, so it's all new to me. That's just what I like. But it's a hot day, lovely day, and you know, all that does take its toll. You get a bit fatigued, and you do have to have a rest, just have a refreshment. I mean, I'm nearly 50, 48, so I'm not getting any younger. So yeah, I just got to take it a bit easier, and then I'll be enjoying it again. It's like getting a break for driving as well. You know, this holiday, I love it. I like travelling and I like driving. I drive for a living, and I drive my car on my holidays. And sometimes I drive buses in my spare time as well for the museums, for the rallies, bus rallies. So I'm always driving, but it is good to get a wee break from driving. So I always try and get a wee shot on public transport, bus or train, you know, just have all I had to do was drive from the hotel to the car park next to the rail station and drive maybe back via a supermarket or something and then back to the hotel. But I'm not actually doing a lot of driving today, so I'm getting a break from it. That was just good to get a wee shot on the trains as well. So, and I've got a long drive. I'll be back in the car tomorrow. I'll be having a look around the countryside areas of Wales. But so far I've been focusing in on the built-up areas like Swansea, Port Talbot at the Steelworks, Mumbles Pier and Town and Beach. And here at Thangyou. You become forgetful as well when you're fatigued. Pembroke Dock. So although you did get the footage of the cross country on the train as well. But tomorrow I'll be driving around, maybe see if we could go towards the Beacon Mountains in that area. I'll see what's what. See how I feel. I've not got a plan. Just make up as I go along, but I'm aiming to do some sort of countryside driving. You know, the country lanes and that tomorrow. This excursion episode will be an episode in itself. Otherwise it'll be too long. But and of course I've got the long drive back to Dundee. I'm not doing it in the winter. I'll be going back via the Stafford motorway services on the way back. I'll be spending the night, well, 2 nights here, because on the Tuesday I'm going to be going to Alton Towers, and then I'll return back to the hotel, and on the Wednesday I'll drive back from the hotel back to Dundee, which is about halfway, you know, between here and Dundee. I picked the stopping point off halfway. It's Stafford M6 motorway services. So I can say that now because the video will be up online after I arrive back. I try not to say where I am during a live or anything like that, but I can show. It's the M4 Travelodge in Swansea and based it just now. And the Travelodges are good for me because I know what to expect when I get there. You usually have parking and food outlets nearby, and the prices, well, I look for the cheapest one because I don't believe in spending my holiday in a hotel. It's about getting around and looking at the local area, and B, I just don't have the money. I can't afford the expensive ones, so I get the cheapest ones. And I'm not going to go to any of the old cheap ones because I've learned my lesson before years ago when I went to some of the old cheap places, and they were, let's say, I wouldn't be in a hurry to go back to them again. I'll just leave it at that. So yeah, I've been to all different quality. I've been to some of the old swanky ones as well, but I made the mistake in thinking that the ones that are going like the north of Scotland, for the price I pay, they're really nice, but they pay the same price and go down to some in like London and places like that. For that sort of money you have to pay a lot more to get the same quality. Well, that's my experience, because the cheap ones I paid were not the ones I'll be going back in at all, period, unless you know, it changes drastically, but I doubt that. So that's what I'll be saying on that. That's all I'll say. I wouldn't name them, obviously, because I don't do that on my channel. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it here. That's what it's like, just chilling out. And it's being a tourist and that. I've only just got my legs to get about, and I'm not going to be walking about mad in the time I'm going, you know, that I've got here. I'm going to take time to chill out and just spend a wee bit of time in the one place. Anyway. And it doesn't have to be the best seat in the world. A nice concrete slab's good enough. Takes away off my legs for the length of time I'm going to be sitting here for. Half an hour went by, a 5-minute seat I says. I just couldn't be bothered moving. I was just enjoying sitting in the sun there in the peace and quiet and just chilling out. 30 minutes. But anyway, I better make a move towards the town. I wasn't planning on doing an awful lot here because I only had 3 hours. And the train's at 7:19. So it's probably a good 20-minute walk back to the rail station. So I'll be going via the town and I won't bother going the other ways because I'll just be exhausting myself. I'll be having to walk fast to get back in time, so I'm just taking an easy walk. It was just mainly the train trip. Have a wee look here, a brief look, and that's really about it. So I'll film what I could see when I go back towards the rail station. Regarding the hospital, the old hospital, it was the Royal Naval Hospital. I just had a wee look when I was chilling out. I think it was opened about something 1902 and it shut down 2013. Don't quote me on that, I just had a very brief look, but it was Royal Naval Hospital at one point I believe, or my understanding of what I've read. I just had a very brief look. I just had a very brief look through Google when I was chilling out. I didn't do a lot of research on other things, I was just looking at other things. I thought I'd maybe just do that. But so I'm just heading back the way I've came. But just to make it very clear, don't quote me on that. I haven't done much research and right now I'm not overly interested. It was just a very brief look, so I could be wrong regarding that hospital. So I don't want somebody commenting saying, oh, you give it misinformation or histories or telling people the wrong thing. Don't quote me on it. I'm just saying that now. So like, if you do, I've told you already before not to quote me on that. I know I shouldn't have really mentioned it, but I mentioned it anyway because I wanted to look at the building. And that's just what comes off the brief research I've done. So don't quote me on that. Right now I've got other things in my mind and I'm not overly interested at this stage. I'll probably find out later. Might do another follow-up video on it later if I feel like it, but it's far from I've got other things to look at. So I say don't quote me on that. Regarding the old hospital, if it even was an old hospital, it was an old Royal Navy hospital at some point, at some stage in its life. I might be the wrong dates, might be wrong, but don't quote me on any of that. If that museum was open, I had more time, I could have got more of the local history of the area, but I only had 3 hours and I certainly wasn't going to be bombarding myself, rushing around like an idiot to try and find out as much as I can. Just chilling out, grabbed a few images on my video for you to make what you will of it and just show you what I've seen. That's what it's about. So I'm not actually quoting it as a historical documentary event or anything like that. But I just noticed in my observation of the walls, considerably quite high. Oh, that's an old Peugeot. That's one of I was doing, an old Peugeot 205, or 209, whatever it was. But I made it to the cargo at a distance before I zoom in. I didn't know what to show a number plate, so it's just a private. But you don't see many of them around. It was a common sight at one time, but not anymore. But yeah, the walls, I noticed there's a lot of high walls around here as well, like 12-foot high walls maybe, a lot of them. And it's on Merrick-Owen Way. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but I showed you it anyway. So what I might do is I came up that way to get there. I'm going to go along that way because I know that going by the maps it leads towards the rail station, and I'll grab footage along the way. It does look quite interesting what it was down there. I maybe should have took that route earlier to get to the waterfront, but it looked like it was probably would have been a better choice going down there. But I'm not rushing it out I'm not rushing about like a blue ass fly like what I used to do. Just now, I can't be bothered. It's too warm. and I'm not doing it. So I'm just making a slow walk back to the rail station. At one time I would have said, oh, I'll have a quick look down there, listening like an idiot, sweat pouring off, I was getting fatigued. I'll just have to forgo that. I only had a very short break time. Oh, that sounded good. It's an automatic. But yeah, co-op lane. There it is. There was somebody walking down, so I'm trying to avoid it. That's why I put the angle like that. Bus stops. Albion Square Board School, 1876 to 1896. Oh, that I like is it's the name of the street they're on. Yeah, one thing I like is the colours of the buildings when it's reflecting off the sunlight reflecting off the top colour. Quite a bright, sort of brightens it. Sorry. Hang on. Yeah, it brightens the place up a bit. It just makes it look outstanding. Like, you know, it's better than looking at a grey dull building in some places. But that's quite a kind of bright, positive effect. So the Wales, the countryside I went through, what I've saw so far, it's agricultural. I don't know what the mountain bike area is like yet. I'll be turning around tomorrow in the car. But yeah, the buildings, there is a difference. So it seems quite a quiet kind of town. It's 6:15 in the evening and it's not overly busy right now. And this is Saturday as well. So, I've got an hour, I've got a fair idea what the rail station is, and I'm in two minds whether I should go in there for a quick pint, because it'll be hours before I'm driving my car again. This is one pint, it's a unit, yeah, it's an hour, then a unit after every hour, and it's just a medium, modest strength beer, like I don't know what, it'll be a beer, it won't be overly strong. Don't quote me on that as well, by the way, do not quote me on that. I don't even know why I bother mentioning it, but anyway, I may go for a wee refreshment in there. So it's 6:15, the time I finish I'll be about 6:30. And I'll only be driving until probably about 10 PM, so it'll be ages. Like I say, don't quote me on that. I just walked past it and I thought, you know what, I might just nip in there for one pint. And there'll be tons of time between that and me driving. I'll be having a tea between that as well. Hours will be going by. I'm not exactly light, so I think that it should be okay. It goes on your body mass, etc. There's a lot of things that go by. As I say, don't quote me on that. But I'll be safe to drive. I'll be making sure of that. But I just saw that there's a bus. I'll get some footage of that as well. A lot of first buses operate here as well, so I better watch them out in the window. But anyway, I better just make sure I get my bearings right, know exactly where I am before I go in there and chill out too much. I don't want to get lost and be late for the train. So, yeah, I'll just make sure I know exactly where I am before I go and get settled in. Give a wee bit of the Royal Naval Hospital. I've got a little bit on Google here I can show you briefly.
Alright, thanks. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So I had a nice refreshment there, a nice pint of Worthingtons. So we're just going to head back to the rail station. I've got plenty of time, I know exactly where that is. So regarding the hospital, it's a bit hazy. I've done a Google search, position where it was on the map. I got a sort of idea where it was in Google search that. I mean, it kind of suggests it was a hospital. There's certainly a hospital nearby it, and I think that was it. I looked. But then again, I could be wrong, so if anybody's... What is... Oh, what the heck? Sorry, before I was rudely interrupted there. Yeah, if anybody is able to find out what that building actually was, because there's a hospital just nearby it. It might have been that I was getting information on rather than the old derelict building that I was looking at. But the walls that were surrounding it were really, really tall, you know. As were a lot of other areas surrounded by big tall walls as well. So, rail station. So I could go just a wee bit there and next left. I'll show you this. So I never came down this way on the way I went the other route. So back to the rail station is slightly different route. This is when I could do with my selfie stick because my right arm here is exhausted on this camera. I've got to put my left arm under my right arm to keep it up. But yeah, I've got the church, St John's Community Hall. Yeah, quite a wee sort of place. It's not that busy here, eh? It's kind of really quite quiet. And as I say, it's a Saturday evening. It's 5 to 7. So. Bear in mind, Pembroke Dock, it's not actually the main town, it's part of Pembroke. So it's kind of, I suppose it's in the suburbs, it's Pembroke Dock. I've never really, didn't go off at the town centre like other town I would reckon. So there's buses to it. The rail station's just up there. I know I can see it, it's a nice shot. I know exactly where it is. Not far, and I'm going to nip into the shop just to get a few bites to eat. Well, I thought it was, it's about. Oh, it is, yep. Let's get some crisps and stuff. I'll get my tea when I get back to Swansea. So I've got about 70 minutes before the train leaves, so I wasn't hungry earlier. This heat as well, I just wasn't that hungry. But I'll get a bite to eat when I get to Swansea, and then I'll hang about Swansea for a bit. Then I'll drive back to my hotel. By that point it'll be well after 10 o'clock, so 7 o'clock now. I enjoyed myself here though. I'll be around the video when I get back to Swansea. I picked that up, I couldn't get anything else. It was just came across that shop there, just picked these up for a wee snack to get us back to Swansea. A little bit peckish. I smell lots of fish and chip shops, chippies. People eat chips, I can smell it, it's giving us an appetite. But I don't have time to get that here, so I'll settle for these, or some of it anyway. And then I'll get my tea when I get back to Swansea. So, it's been good. Yeah, I've enjoyed myself. Good wee trip. So it's just a case of getting the train back. It's a 2.5 hour train trip, so I'll not do so much filming on the way back because the video will just be way too long. I filmed a fair bit coming on the train to get to here, like I'll just kind of have a rest and just chill out. So Getting back to where I started now. Didn't have any plans to do much here when I was here anyway. It was just a case of the train trip and just having a wee brief look here at Pembroke Dock. There's obviously the town of Pembroke. Didn't get off there, I just got off right at the very end of the rail station, at the end of the line basically. It's so much easier, you know, you can't go wrong. You can't get lost, it's just station to station. So, station's just up there. Right, so I'll get back to Swansea then. I'll round the video off there. Unless anything really worth, well, you know, it's always worth filming the scenery, but if I feel like filming en route back to the train, then I'll do so. If not, I'll just be back at Swansea and I'll just round it off there. Okay.
Don't do it and you slam the dog and you get that back. Yeah, it's fucking horrible. Do you have a problem with that? You need to buy some try pulling it every day. Never again.
Yeah, it's just to get that to focus in. So that's the train getting back. It's a class 150. So my mate, he's in the train, he said it's quite an old one. What, 1986 or something. So I like old trains, old vehicles. Like, so yeah, I'm looking forward to a trip back on that. So far I've got the train myself. Well, there is others in that little carriage. There's one in this carriage on the road. I still remember where the engine was. I want to sit above it. I think it was ahead of the door. There's a table. I don't want to take up a table seat. I'll just stay there. You hear the engine. I was want to go right above it. Class 50, 150. Got a wee bit of the sound of the engine when it pulls off as well. I'll just be chilled out, be having the snacks and having the rest. I believe these were recently refurbished as well. So. It's more lively here as well, unlike the other ones, less lively, much more lively than this one.
Any good on the charges? Clean! I'm too good for that sentence. Way too good. 20 seconds. Run down the line. Yeah, but I was running. Oh, we're involved now. I'm in. Miserable! We're going to What's that? I'm introducible. I have the aiming tomorrow about me. I don't He's good, boy. Alright, the couple of good police. Well done.
That's not mine. That's not mine. Just in case you thought that's already there. So just in case you thought I put that there, that was already there, and that was already there.
I've never seen
Sweet kiss! Shut up, you're thinking. He's at that look for the whole hill.
Thank goodness. That was a long trip, so that's us back at Swansea. The train that came off, I think that's heading to Cardiff now. So it didn't just come to here, and then it's going away to go to Cardiff. So I thought that train was just going to finish here. I know where to get off at Swansea anyway, so that was a good trip. Let's put it this way, the first trip going to Pembroke Dock was quieter than the return leg. Let's just say that. So I'm just going to round the video off pretty much. Round it off all the streets. I'll get footage of the train pulling off, the 150 train pulling off. You're probably going to hear the engine this time. You couldn't hear it very well, weren't you? So that's it. So it was just in and out. I think it was running maybe a wee bit later, so yeah, just doesn't bother. I mean, I'm not in any rush anyway. But yeah, that was that. So let's back to the start. I mean, I could have got the train to Cardiff, but the thing was that's the way I'd driven in that direction from, so I didn't want to go sort of backtracking on the route that I came, because I drove in that direction. So I wanted to go further out into Wales, but you know, cover areas where I wasn't driving through. So, but yeah, let's just say it was a reminder that it was a Saturday night and it was on that train coming back. So I watched what I'm doing with this camera this time, you know. So I'll pretty much just round the video off. There's not much more I could do now. It's 10 o'clock near enough. I'm going to just find a takeaway, get something to eat. I'm not overly hungry now, but I'll get something anyway. And just parked. It's just up there. The car park's just over there. So I was just stone's throw from the rail station, which was handy. It's one of the ones that times how long you're there for. It's open 24 hours as well, so I made sure of that. So I didn't know when I got back, find the car was locked in. I made sure that it was getting a 24-hour car park. So it's a wee bit of nightlife here in Swansea centre. So I'm just going to search for somewhere something to eat wherever I can find a place to eat. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. That's this episode of Wales Excursion. I don't know what number I'll be yet until I compile it, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. I did. I had a good day today. So once I've had something to eat here, I'll just be getting in the car back to the hotel, and I'll be going through some of the countryside areas and driving through some of the countryside areas in Wales. Maybe up towards the Beacon Mountains or something, or in that kind of area. Some sort of countryside, hills, mountains, just away from the urban areas, some rural areas. Okay, right, I'll catch you later on then. See you later, bye.